What's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about my top 3 stock picks for the month of May 2020. Alright, so before we dive into these, I got to give you guys a little disclaimer first and let you guys know that this is not any direct financial or investment advice. This is only my opinion based on what knowledge and experience I do have, and the reason I make these is to hopefully inspire or encourage you guys to go on to do your own research in these stocks or companies and ultimately come to your own conclusions, okay? So that said, we're really not going to beat around the bush here. I'm just going to jump right into them. As you can see here on the screen, I have my top 3 stocks right there. It's Moderna, Square, and First Majestic. I also have my phone mirrored right here, and we'll just look at the stocks on Robinhood just to have an extra little visual, and I kind of want to talk to you about what I'm seeing. Okay, so first, Moderna, mRNA on fire. Okay, so we're on Moderna stock. Up today, it's looking good, very promising news coming out. So I'm just going to read what I have written here, the cliff notes, and then I'll go rant on a little further about it, just anything I'm thinking in regards to how it'll perform that I didn't write down. Okay, so before I get into these, also I want to let you know that all announced earnings, all 3 of these stocks announce earnings over the next couple of weeks, so keep your eye on that because that is crucial and very important. Okay, and also I do take technical analysis into consideration with these as well. We're not going to go over a lot of technical analysis today. I do that in other videos, so stay tuned if you want that, but I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, and we're just going to talk about the fundamentals here, okay? All right, so first, again, Moderna. Moderna is on an absolute tear. If you've seen my recent videos, you'd understand why I think so. To sum it up, they're putting out at least one piece of meaningful news per week. Just this morning, they announced that they just signed a 10-year deal with a large drug manufacturer to create over 1 billion doses per year and could even begin production in July. They also act as somewhat of a hedge to the markets, which is promising because major equities will likely fall in May. Bullish for Moderna. Okay, so again, if this is your first video you're watching, you won't know this, but if you've been tuned to the channel, I have been preaching Moderna almost nonstop over the past few weeks, and to in avail, like, because Moderna's been absolutely killing it. We'll look at the monthly here. So yeah, up 56.7% last this month, a high of almost 70% this month. So I'm sure you guys have been turned on to Moderna. They're one of the leaders in creating a potential COVID-19 or coronavirus vaccine, and they're the ones very far ahead of the others in my mind. I've also talked about Inovio. They're a smaller company that is also working towards a vaccine, but Moderna is hands down my #1 pick. It is currently my largest position as far as future call options go. So I'm very bullish on Moderna. I would not be surprised at all if you guys watched my volatility video. I talked about this, but if not, I talked about when you see bull rallies like this, where something just skyrockets in a short time frame. It's not uncommon to see it happen in waves of 2. Okay, so we saw this first wave right here happen, and we'll have some consolidation. We'll have some time to chill out. It'll fall a little bit. It'll correct itself. But I would not be surprised at all if in the near future, maybe even next week, we see this thing have its second wave. Okay, so you guys just keep your eye out on Moderna. That is my #1 pick for the month of May 2020. All right, so next up we have Square. Let's pull up Square. Very bullish on Square right now. Before I get into this, I want to mention that Square is a little riskier. Although I am bullish on it, it's a little riskier just because it is correlated. It is a tech stock, so it will be correlated to the markets more than these other two, definitely. So keep that in mind. If a lot of markets go down, Square might just be a victim to that, just guilty by association. So keep that in mind. But I'm very bullish on Square, and I will read you my little excerpt on why. Square and the Cash App are truly a force to be reckoned with moving forward. Square's 1-2-3 punch of Bitcoin support, fractional stocks, and person-to-person payments position itself really well for the future of digital finance. Investment platforms are exploding right now with everyone being home and becoming more financially educated. Okay, so numbers on Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, everything are skyrocketing right now because everyone's home. Everyone's got that $1,200 stimulus payment. They want to invest it. They want to make money with it. They're educating themselves. So these platforms like Square and Square's Cash App are exploding right now. And again, with Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, all investment services. Okay, so Also, Bitcoin accounts for almost 50% of all of Square's revenue. The growth of Bitcoin will now be directly correlated to the growth of Square. All right, so again, if you guys are tuned into the channel, you would know that I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. It's weird, I actually took a poll and not like 97% of you weren't invested in Bitcoin, which is crazy, but to each their own. I'm not going to try to push Bitcoin on you at all, but it is inevitable that Bitcoin recently, even just this past week, saw a crazy rally. I'm hyper bullish on Bitcoin with the current macroeconomic environment. I think Bitcoin has a huge role to play in this world now, and I'm bullish on that. But even if you're not bullish on that, you should be bullish on the fact that Square is Square sells Bitcoin to the new retail investors. Okay, so to the majority of the world right now, they have Cash App. They have Cash App for the same reason you have Venmo or PayPal or whatever, right? So that's huge that Square introduces Bitcoin to that audience. And when Bitcoin blows up, it's going to catch the attention of a lot of retail investors. So, and again, the fact that so much of Square's revenue comes from Bitcoin, if Bitcoin pops off, that means Square, guilty by association in a good way, will pop off as well. Okay, so again, be careful because it can be correlated to traditional markets, and I'm bearish on traditional equity markets. So keep that in mind. Proceed with caution. Proceed with caution on all of these guys. Again, do your own research. This is just my opinion once again. Okay, so we'll get to the last one right now, which is AG. That is First Majestic Silver. Okay, this is personally my favorite stock in terms of precious metals. Gold and silver, cool. I'm a way bigger fan of precious metal miners, so the ones who mine and supply that gold and silver. Okay, so I'll read this here. With the fall, well, actually look at the 3 months so you guys can see how it's acting. Okay, it recovered pretty well. Look at the year. Okay, so with the fall in equities comes a desire for investors to seek safe haven assets like precious metals. With the rise of price in gold and silver comes a demand, and who supplies that demand? Miners. First Majestic mines both gold and silver and has a solid balance sheet. They won't only do well in May, but all of 2020 in my opinion. Okay, so all of these, I know I titled this video and I am bullish on these stocks in May, but I am bullish on these stocks for all of 2020. Okay, so you guys keep that in mind. I'm not promising you guys returns in May. I'm confident my money is on it, but I'm not promising you guys returns. But I'm not promising you guys returns in 2020 either. But I mean, if you guys look into these and you choose to invest in these, super confident. Again, my money's on the fact that these will provide crazy returns over the course of 2020. Okay, so again, I talked about how I was bearish on traditional equity markets. I think that like the S&P and Dow are going to have a further way to fall. I don't think this rally is real. I think they will fall further. And when people get scared out of those traditional equity markets, they will turn to safe haven assets like gold and silver. And again, with that spike in price of gold and silver will come the spike in price. Most times, again, nothing's guaranteed, but most times the people who supply that gold and silver will see positive price action as well. Okay, so we'll wrap it up there, guys. I don't want to make this too long. I wanted to make it pretty to the point. I also want to let you guys know I did mention options earlier. I pretty much only trade options on Robinhood. I don't hold just these stocks. I have call options on all these stocks. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm going to make a little plug just because I feel like it's good business practice. So I do have an options course. It's $25. With it comes a direct line of access to me. So if you are interested in them and want to get into them, you can check that out. I also have, it's not really a course, but it's just an updated version of my portfolio. So it's my complete portfolio, every position I have in my portfolio, and I update that every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So every weekend, sometimes a couple times a week. So again, always watch all of the content I put out first. I do have a video on how to short stocks on Robinhood, so you can learn a decent amount from that if you just want to get your feet wet. But if you really want to dive in and you're interested in that, check that out. The link is down below. So and again, it helps out the channel, it helps me out, and it helps you out as well. Okay, so I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, you guys, if you found value in this content, I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. If you want to catch more content like it, feel free to drop any comments below. I'll respond to all of you guys. I love talking shop with you guys. So yeah, feel free to drop a comment below. Always love talking to you guys. And yeah, until next time, always remember, take action and make waves. Peace. Later.